so many memorable moments in my music career and history with me and my brother. But the first one is always the best one for me, and that's the Mike Geronimo, Shit's Real, trying to get Funkmaster Flex to play the record. You always got to start from the essence, and that's Mike G. So Mike G, when Mike Geronimo, we went up to Flex 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month straight. I did 2 weeks, Irv did the month. Every day, trying to get him to play the Mike Geronimo Shit's Real record. Funkmaster Flex said he liked the record, but he never played the record. I mean, we tried every angle you could imagine, bribing him, everything, girls, liquor, and he just said no. To his credit, you know, when you think about when people could pay for shit, it's kind of cheap. You know what I'm saying? It's like it got to be real and it's official. And when he played the record back then, it meant something. So I understood now, but you didn't understand why he was going through. But when he played that record and we heard it for the first time on the radio, man, that was a crazy moment right there. It was like, we did it. You know, all independent, by itself. We had records in every record store, every mom and pop store on consignment. And when he played it, they all sold out. Then we had put the video on Video Jukebox. Back then you could order videos and you paid like $2.99 and they would play the video and you just put in the code. You know what I'm saying? So we would watch the video, and whenever they put up Biggie Smalls or Mary J. Blige, which at the time was like the hottest records at the time, when we seen their number, we ordered Mike G's number, so you would come right after that. And when Flex played, again, go back to Flex, when he played the record, every record label called the house. Just trying to figure out how they could sign it. Irv's company was called Top Dog Productions, and it was produced by DJ Irv for Top Dog Productions, Mike Geronimo, Shit's Real. And that was the white label on the vinyl. Man, we came home that day and my mother was going crazy because she didn't know why the phone was ringing so much. Not because we had all these record labels. She didn't have a clue what the hell we were doing. But why is my phone ringing so much? And it was every label trying to find out how to sign Mike Geronimo. And that was our first like big deal. And we ended up signing with Blunt TVT Records. It stayed independent. We didn't want to go to a major because we didn't want to be under their control. We wanted to make the music we want to make and how we want to make it. And sure enough, man, that was the beginning of that. But over there at Blunt Records, I've given you, like, these are like, for me, these are like so memorable, scarred in my brain because we signed, or we had, from Mike Geronimo, we had Jay-Z, DMX, and then we had Ja Rule, which signed under Cash Money Click, all in that one label. Later on, we dealt with Pitbull, Little John, you know what I'm saying? All under this little record label, TVT, Blunt Records. But they didn't have the leverage to really make it go. And at the time, because if they did, look at that roster they would have had. They'd have been one of the biggest labels in the game. So that was one of the memorable times for us. And then the next memorable time is when we got our deal, our first offer for Murder Inc. Irv was just a production company, Top Dog Productions. I'm running Top Dog Productions for him. Tommy Mottola at Sony sent over Dave McPherson. We were at Justin's, Puffy's restaurant, Justin's, and he sends us to go buy some tracks. He said he wants to buy some beats from Irv. So me and Irv, we go to meet up with Dave, and Dave says, while we're in the meeting, he says, I don't want to buy no beats from you guys. He said, I want to give you a record deal. Tommy wants to give you a record deal. Gives us the contract. You know, niggas kept their cool. Irv looks at the contract, throws it back at him, says, if you're serious, send it to my lawyer. We go outside, and it was nothing. But if you remember the commercial, the Toyota commercial was, oh, what a feeling. And niggas just jumping up, high-fiving. And because we didn't expect it. We was just producing, but at the time, we was producing for so many artists. It was a big deal, like, and it's like it caught the eye of Tommy Mottola. People who think like Murder Inc. was formed, we didn't have a clue of a name of a record label because we wasn't thinking about doing a record label. We was just trying to stay hot, make hot tracks, and produce for as many artists as possible. And it was working. When I got over there, we went from 5,000 to 50,000 in less than 6 months. And then I took it from 50,000 to 250,000 in the next 6 months, a track. So it was like, what the just producing was working, and at the time, but that day, you know, talking with Irv, that oh what a feeling, that Toyota oh what a feeling moment was real, you know. And then we had to figure out the name, and the name came because Irv was watching arts and entertainment, and it was Gangster Week. He's watching the A&E channel. It's Gangster Week, and it was doing the notorious Murder Inc., which is like Luck Luciano, Albert Astasia, all of those gangsters. You know, they formed one group basically and called themselves Murder Inc. But I remember Irv calling me, telling me to go turn on the channel. He's watching the A&E channel, and he's going crazy. And he's like, I got the name. And he's like, I was like, what? He tells me, turn it on. I go look. As I turned it on, you see the Tommy gun, da, 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 da. And it was the notorious Murder Inc. You know, that's a narrator. And he said, and they made hits. You hear that shit? We make fucking hits. That's what we do. He go crazy. Man, I'm getting goosebumps just talking because that's some real shit. That's how the name came about. And those are like, to me, some of the most memorable moments right there. There's so many. You know, who shot Mike Geronimo's first video but Hype Williams? Think of all the talent we had around us back then when they was nobody. Like Hype was working for Ralph McDaniel's video jukebox. And he was basically just an assistant trying to learn how to be a director. And we asked him, could he shoot a video? And he said, for what? We got this record, Mike Geronimo's Shit's Real. He said, we asked him how much it cost. He said, the film is the most money. Back then, to buy the film stock costs a lot of money, and we didn't have the bread. So he said, if you get up 5 racks, we good. So I basically got a 5,000 and said, let's do it. And he basically stole all the film from a video they was working on. It was a big R&B group who shall remain nameless, but they thank you, you know, we got their extra film stock to shoot our video, Mike Geronimo's Shit's Real. And at the end of the day, Hype shot it. He got the cameras, and he was coming from their set to our neighborhood, to our hood, to get the video shot. Every time he stole film and coming back and forth. And then he had edited and everything, got us a video shot back then for $5,000, which was like unheard of back then because it cost so much from renting cameras. And again, the film cost more than $5,000. Slow-mo and all of that. You had to get slow motion film. This isn't digital, this is different now. This ain't an app. But for me, those two right there, the Mike G with Flex, and then the Time and Tola with the Murder Inc. Those two deals was like most memorable deals for me.
Bob was out of town. It was just me, and Ultra shows up.
Ultra was my favorite.
Ultra shows up, and I was bugging. I mean, the thing about doing the show we did, right? We were not apprentices at any radio station. We weren't being groomed at commercial radio. We were two hip-hop fanatics.
The fucking moment was just like, hey man, swallow your pride, take that energy, and you help create a blueprint. Do that for yourself, man. Do that for yourself and your dream. Now it's time for you to think about your dream and do what you do, man. And
I really love the life that I get to live, and the sacrifices, all of that stuff. I love it. I acknowledge it. I learn from all of my mistakes, and I'm happy.
And once we start having artists talk about social issues that we have confronting us, because there's a lot today to talk about. I mean, we can create 1 million PEs, 1 million X-Plan, 1 million comments.